Most common foods you eat every single day are throwing a grenade at your good gut microbes, blowing up your digestion, draining your energy, and stacking on the weight, and messing with your mood. And if you've got kids, it's even worse. These foods can hijack their little brains' behavior, leaving them wired, cranky, and struggling to focus. But here's the twist. They're not even junk food. We're talking about your everyday staples, your bread, your milk, your cheese, and even your cereal. Today, I'm going to show you the best gut-friendly swaps for each of those that calm inflammation down, reduce bloating, boost your mood, and help your body feel leaner, lighter, and more energized. Hey, I'm Leilani. I'm a chef, clinical nutritionist, and a gut health nerd, here to make good gut health easy, fun, and doable in minutes a day. Make sure you watch until the end because I've got a gut health challenge for you. So in this video, you'll learn the cheese and milk swaps that could fix your bloating and help your skin glow, the cleanest alternative milk options that won't mess with your gut, the underrated bread swap your microbiome is begging for, why cereal is the gaslighter of gut health and what to eat instead, the pasta twist that fuels your good gut bugs and helps weight loss, and why gluten-free pasta isn't the answer to good gut health. Okay, grab a pen and a paper, let's go. Let's talk cheese. Do you love cheese, but it doesn't love you back? Well, cheap, rubbery supermarket cheese is basically an inflammation train, causing gut irritation, bloating, cramps, and even brain fog. When your gut is inflamed, it sends an SOS signal to your brain, which can mess with your mood, ramp up anxiety, leave you feeling flat. You might even notice weight gain sneaking in because of the way your body stores toxins in fat tissue. So what's the smart swap? And no, it's definitely not vegan cheese. Honestly, I reckon that stuff is a chemical bomb that shortens lifespans. Anyway, it comes down to how dairy hits your digestion. So if cheese gives you the runs, you likely can't tolerate lactose very well. So try an aged cheese, something over 6 months. The longer it's aged, the less lactose is in it, basically none. So it won't throw your gut into panic mode. So start with some quality Parmigiano Reggiano or aged cheddar. I've got some here and my kids have eaten it, so I've put it in the side. It basically looks like this. An aged cheddar, you can see here it's got 36 months, but anything above 6 to 12 months is gold. Now, if cheese blocks you up, the culprit could be the A1 casein, the protein found in cow's milk or cow's milk cheeses. And it's a big molecule because it comes from a super big animal, and it's hard for our small human bodies to break down. So you're going to try a goat's or a sheep's cheese instead, because their casein protein is smaller and gentler and much easier on the gut lining. So I've got a goat's cheese here. You can go soft or you can go into a harder one if you think it might be both. Now, all right, let's roll on to one of people's comfort staples and a lesser known technique to turn your pasta into something your gut will actually love. Okay, let's talk pasta. Regular, cheap wheat white pasta is basically your gut's version of Netflix autoplay. Easy, comforting, but leaves you feeling heavy, bloated, and like you need a nap. Here's why. It's low in fiber, high in refined carbs, and often loaded with the fermentable starches, so fructans, that trigger bloating, gas, and even leaky gut. And if you've ever felt achy, tired, or swollen after pasta, gluten could be quietly stirring up that inflammation inside. Now, I'm going to give you some of the best pasta swaps that actually improve your gut health rather than harm it. Okay, so the first thing is if you cook and cool pasta and eat it the next day, say as a cold pasta salad, it is going to be much higher in retrograde starch, which is food for your gut bugs. But what I recommend is, if you want to level up on that, go get yourself a more artisan traditional kind. And so this is made of spelt. It's a traditional ferment. It's slow aged, so it's bringing down the gluten content. This is brown. They're not always so brown, but I just wanted to show you what to look for on the label. And it's organic, because pastas are generally super highly sprayed, and organic pastas have much less chemical exposure, so you're not going to get the gut irritation. But if you want the best swap, the ultimate is a legume-based pasta. So made from chickpeas, lentils, black beans, something like this. These guys are the superheroes of the pasta world. They're naturally gluten-free, packed with protein and fiber, way better for your blood sugar level. So I've got that, or you can get it in edamame. I've got a whole video on the best pastas, alternative pastas, and I'll put the card there so you can check it out. The reason they're so good is beans are high in resistant starch. It's about 30% of their starch is actually not digested by us, but it feeds your good gut bacteria. They produce butyrate, which is a phenomenal substance that produces short-chain fatty acids that help heal your gut and reduce the inflammation all around. And I know sometimes they can be a little bit gassy, but it's a little bit easier for the pasta side of things because of the way that they're cooked and milled. But if beans still turn you into a human balloon, here's the deal. It usually means one of two things. One, you don't yet have the right microbes to break them down properly. Or two, your gut health is a bit off and needs a little tune-up. So you're going to start with small doses and build up slowly so your gut bacteria can really catch up on breaking that stuff down. But if you're still reacting after a good crack at it, then that's your gut waving a little white flag, and it is time to go deeper. That's exactly why I walk you through inside my gut health course. It's a full step-by-step system where I show you the best foods to feed your microbiome, what to ditch, what tests are worth it, and all the hottest gut healing strategies to get you back in action. So I'll put that link in the description. You can go check out that information. And please skip the gluten-free pastas made from corn. Corn might seem like harmless gut-free hero, but it's often heavily processed, sprayed with gut-wrecking chemicals like glyphosate, and loaded with lectins that can irritate the gut lining, and they feed the wrong bugs. So that's not good. Now, why does it matter so much to eat this kind of pasta? Is because your gut species are disappearing every day by what you're not feeding them. And this affects everything from weight to energy, skin to brain function. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to reverse. So start feeding them because they are your workhorses. Now let's talk milk. Regular old cow's milk. What I like to call dead dairy is basically milk that's been stripped, zapped, flattened until it's got zero life left in it. No probiotics, no enzymes, and for around 70% of adults, no mercy. If milk leaves you feeling bloated, gassy, and dashing to the loo, you've probably got that lactose intolerance I was telling you about. And even if it doesn't send you running, it might be quietly inflaming your gut lining or setting off skin flares, headaches, and mood crashes. Have you ever noticed how your brain feels foggy when your digestion's off? That might be your milk talking. If raw milk straight from the cow was still easy to get and safe, that would be ideal. It's full of the enzymes that help break it down. But since most of us aren't milking cows in the suburbs, let's work with what we've got. Option 1, fermented dairy, like kefir. Now, this is the optimal. These guys are alive. They're thriving with gut-loving bacteria, like lactobacillus, bifidobacteria. Kefir has up to 60 strains of probiotics that help digest lactose and calm your gut. But look, to be honest, it is not the best in your morning coffee or breakfast options. So I'm going to give you something else. Option 2, clean plant milks like coconut, macadamia, soy in smaller amounts. They're my go-tos. but not the sugary barista oil-laden products, ones with shorter ingredient lists. So I love coconut milk for hot drinks. I got this one, almond and coconut. It's a very clean product. It's in Australia, but all you have to do is really just check out the label. This one's just got water, organic coconut, though you don't really need to go organic in coconut. Organic almonds, yes, you do want to add almonds if you can. Organic brown rice, sea salt. Super simple. This is another go-to. I love this brand. It's got collagen, calcium, prebiotics, obviously gut healthy stuff. In your country, there'll always be a few, but I do recommend going to the refrigerator section because the long shelf life stuff has got tons of preservatives, obviously to try to keep it shelf stable. With the exception, and this is what I have sometimes, it's a bonsai. Got to trust the Japanese, love those people. This is a pretty good product for what you can get in shelf life. So I mix them up because they're not a perfect food. They're more of a better alternative than this dead dairy. Now I go into all things dairy in my gut health course as well because it's a massive topic that I don't have time to talk about today. Now heads up, some plant milks actually sneak carrageenans and gums for texture in. And carrageenan is actually in particular been shown to inflame the gut in animal studies. So I do try to stay away from that. Check the label. The less ingredients is better for your belly and body. This is one of those swaps that looks simple and seems like a bit of a sacrifice at first, but it delivers big with better digestion, clearer skin, and better moods. So I do try to ditch milk from the dairy category. And it took me a little while, but now when I drink cow's milk in a coffee, sometimes it actually tastes like I'm licking a cow, which is not pleasant. Now, if you want me to do a deeper dive into alternative milks, which ones to love, to avoid, and how to make your own, drop it in the comments below because I'm here for it. Let's be real, most breakfast cereals are basically desserts in disguise. Loaded with sugar, processed carbs, fake colors, that send your kids bouncing off the walls with zero meaningful nutrition for you and your gut. Here's the problem. That sugar bomb is a bowl that feeds the worst type of gut bugs, the sugar-hungry troublemakers, while starving your good bacteria that need fiber to thrive. And it's not just the obvious cereals, even the healthy ones made from puffed rice and wheat go through extreme high heat processing that nukes their nutrients and turns them into a fast-acting sugar bomb. And research actually shows that puffed grains destroy essential nutrients and create inflammatory compounds that are basically sandpaper on the gut lining. And a crazy fact, there was an old study and rats were fed puffed wheat. They actually died faster than rats that were just starved. So yes, plain nothing was better than breakfast cereal. That's how messed up this processing can be for your body. So the swap, I get it, mornings are chaotic. I have kids, I have work, I'm right there with you in that morning hustle. And that's why I've created an entire series on my YouTube channel on microbiome boosting breakfast for your busy mornings. Simple recipes you can prep in 5 minutes on a Sunday night and have ready to roll through the week. So here's the link on that, and you can click it when you're ready for some extra ideas for breakfasts. And ring the bell so that way you'll get the notifications when new ones come out. And one of my favorites is my new release, Creamy Coconut Overnight Oats. So it releases energy slowly, no crashes, no mid-morning coffee desperation, a little bit less anyway. And it actually has all the good stuff for your good microbes. So that's what I'm all about. Helps healing your gut wall and get strong rather than weaken it. All right, let's get into bread. It's basically the drama diva of the food world. All carbs, no culture, and definitely no gut love. Here's the breakdown. Regular supermarket bread is basically made fast with commercial yeast, extra sugar, zero time to ferment it properly so it hurts your gut. It's fast release starch with barely any fiber, which means blood sugar levels spike and then you crash. It's like, hello, 11 a.m. slump. And because it's loaded with super high gluten, it can actually open your gut's tight junctions, the zonulin channels, and it lets that nasty LPS endotoxin leak into your blood and into your brain. So, hello dementia. What to swap it with? A really high quality traditional sourdough, which is like the wise grandmother of breads. Got my own. This is what I bought this morning. It's a really proper sourdough. It's made with wild yeast, and the lactic acid bacteria actually pre-digest the carbs and gluten, so it lowers those content and the glycemic index. It has got nutrients like magnesium and all the little micronutrients within the bread. The long fermentation actually break down the FODMAPs, making it gentler on sensitive guts. So this thing, it's organic because I do recommend that. It's got spelt, rye, and sea salt and sourdough culture. Really simple, not a bunch of chemicals that are gonna harm your gut. So try to go for the best quality bread that you can buy because it feeds your good gut bugs like bifidobacteria, lactobacillus, reduces inflammation markers in the colon. But not all sourdough is created equal. So grab your free cheat sheet on the best breads for gut health. I'll put the links below. And I also have a talk on just that. I'll put that card here. Think of sourdough. A good sourdough can balance your blood sugar. It helps flattens a bloated belly. And I do think it's worth the extra money because the fermentation in sourdough produces short chain fatty acids like butyrate and acetate. And think of them as a healing ointment for your gut lining and your brain health. So yeah, I do think spending a little extra money on a quality bread is worth it. Even if you only swap out some of these foods some of the time, it helps a lot. You don't have to be perfect. Your gut doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency, love, and a break from the daily assaults. Small steps matter. Every better bite is a step towards better health, less bloat, more energy, clearer skin, better moods, and a gut that actually feels like it's working for you. All right, here's your gut challenge. Your gut is one of the big emotional centers of the body. Remember that old saying, what's your gut feeling? So I want you to sit down somewhere quietly, put your hand on your belly. Don't worry, I know it's weird, but no one's watching. And ask yourself this. If my gut could talk, what would it say to me today? Now, I want to hear your answers. If you're game, drop your answers in the comments below. And remember, you don't need to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just start with a simple breakfast swap or a bread swap. Your gut will notice and it will thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. I release new videos every Wednesday and weekends, gut-friendly cooking classes, product reviews, and hot topic talks. So I'll see you in the next video.